Hi, I'm Lee Schneider, and welcome to the show. We're going to take you on a very special hunt today in Sheboygan County, Wisconsin at the Hermitage Conservation Club, where they've done this for the last 14 years. It's called the Learn to Hunt program, and what it does is it allows anybody of any age that has never hunted before but wants to try it to go out and give it a whirl. They're teamed up with a mentor, and the week before they actually go hunting, they go to a class, a 4-hour class, where they learn regulations, safety, they're allowed to shoot the guns, and then they're ready to go the following week to hunt. I was fortunate enough to be teamed up with staffer Jamie Meyer and his hunter Logan Beck, and fellow staffer Eric Schmitz was filming mentor Bruce Pfeiffer and his student Leah Salmon. So let's go out and let's see what this all involves, and let's see how the hunts all turned out. Okay, we're in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin at the Hermitage Conservation Club, and we're learning a little bit more about the Learn to Hunt program we have here in Wisconsin. And I've enlisted the help of a couple of guys here that have been doing this for 14 years. And I'm going to introduce Dan Wallander and Gary Mensch. And I guess I'm going to kind of turn it over to you guys. How did you guys get involved with this? And it's been 14 years you've been doing this?
14 years. It started, we were a chapter with the National Wild Turkey Federation, the NWTF. Gary was, 25 years probably a chapter?
22 years. We started in 1989, prior to the first turkey season in Sheboygan County. I was president of our chapter for 22 years, and Dan volunteered to get involved with Learn to Hunt. And one of the things that really led up to it was, for years we tried to get the age reduced that a kid could hunt. And we fought it for several years, and finally we convinced them that a mentored hunt can be as safe as any type of hunt there is. So that's basically.
Yeah, I wanted to get it started in the NWTF at the time. I don't know what they do now, but they gave you $250 towards defraying the cost if you ran a program. I told Gary I thought it sounded like a lot of fun, and I said, well, go ahead, let's do it. So we did it the first year. We had 10 mentors and 10 participants, and that went pretty well. We wanted to start small, so we had an idea what was going on, but once we had it figured out, then kept growing and growing, and with our people here to help, we have some partners in this, like Sargento, Johnsonville, and Lakeside Pepsi, and Hermitage now, because they have Shooters Insurance, and Winooski's Boat Club. We hold our picnic and stuff. It's just ballooned and blossomed into an annual event, and it's just fun.
How many do you have now? Like you said, the first year you had like 10. What are you up to now?
We have 32 this year, but one year we had 43. It's restricted only by the number of mentors that you can get involved, because it's a one-on-one program, one mentor per one student. But it's gotten a little harder since they did lower the age and they threw the youth hunting.
Now, when you hold this here, now there's obviously it's probably got guidelines by the state or whatever. What is there, like, now I know yours is about a 4-hour program. Is that like a state mandated thing?
Right.
And then there's certain things you have to cover?
There's a mandatory state program. I have to turn in our 2 weeks before or month before the class. I have to turn in who our mentors are. They all have to have background checks. Every 5 years, if we got new mentors, they got to fill out a new background check, and they got 30 days to find out if you're a convicted felon or something. Yes, then you have to have a minimum 4-hour class. You can go longer if you want. But when I turn in that paperwork there, I have to turn in our class schedule, what we're going to cover. And they go over it and okay it and say, okay, this is worthwhile what you're covering, So but that's all turned in. And at the end, I have to turn in who all the participants were and how many birds were bagged and
If you're looking for a place to go in Ontario with wonderful accommodations, a sandy beach to dig your toes in, or awesome bass and walleye fishing, Dog Lake Resort, just northwest of Thunder Bay, is the place for you. You can also choose to go with Black Bear Adventures and chase that black bear of a lifetime. Bonfires and beautiful sunsets are the norm here. This segment brought to you by Carbon Synergy, the ultimate in scent control. Beat them scentless. And by Pro Hunter Archery Sights and Accessories, featuring single pin slide and multi-pin sights. By Icotech, dead serious game calls and decoys. And also by Bow Dagger, the all-in-one bow stabilizer and bow stand. We stand up for your bow.
Yeah, I was sitting in here and I noticed, you covered obviously the safety, and you go through kind of some of the equipment and kind of what to expect out there. And you probably heard some of the shots over here now that they're all actually sighting in their guns and letting the kids get used to them, and they're meeting their mentors and stuff.
Shell into the chamber and then close the chamber. Okay, when it's closed, then you can bring it up to your shoulder. Take the safety off and then squeeze the trigger. Okay?
Put your elbow on the table.
Yep. And whenever you're ready. They have a hat, some type of head net, okay? Cover up your face. That white face is gonna show.
Excuse me, boss.
Okay.
You have a text message.
Depends upon the year. If the mosquitoes are out, a pair of thin camouflage gloves, a pair of thin camo. The camo you want to wear is something that blends into what you're hunting. Okay? So if you have something to block your movement a little bit, it helps. You get cold, you want to move your feet, you can hide it underneath the blind or underneath some type of fabric like that. Okay? That is your, beside your firearm, that and license, I would say that would be the minimum and some type of call. You don't have to call. If you can set up between where the turkeys roost and where the turkeys want to go and get in between them, you don't even have to call. Okay?
Icotech. Dead serious game calls and decoys.
This segment brought to you by Boot-Trac, the ultimate tracking and recovery system. Ultra Pro X cameras. The adventure starts here. Boning Archery, your archery equipment source since 1946. And Pete Shoe Dryer. We invented dry.
Go ahead and grab him. He wasn't running nowhere.
No.
Yes!
Well, it's April 2nd, and we're out here by Plymouth, Wisconsin, doing the Learn to Hunt program. We got Logan Beck out here this morning, early, and his mentor, Jamie Meyer, and we got out here early this morning. It's April 2nd. It was a cold morning, and you can see we're getting some snow right now. Jamie did all the scouting, so I'm going to kind of let him tell the story of how this all transpired.
Well, Lee, this is a spot that the landowner only allows us to do this for the Learn to Hunt program. He's a very generous landowner, and it's been a honey hole for quite a few years for us. And we had quite a few birds that I put to bed last night directly to the south of us here, and good gobbling this morning. And then this guy just happened to light up. I knew I had a satellite roaming around the area, and lo and behold, he came right in and did what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, it was
Spitting
awesome.
and drumming.
Right. You couldn't ask for a better first hunt on turkeys. So what do you think of this whole thing?
It's pretty cool. First turkey, pretty awesome.
Yeah. Were you shaking a little bit?
Yeah.
You're gonna go again?
Yep.
I bet you
Oh,
will.
boy.
Yeah.
Boy, nice
good
shooting.
job.
Thanks.
We'll. I'm sure we'll see more pictures of you with turkeys in the years to come.
One more.
I'm John with Grand Prairie Outdoors, and we're in the GRO education plot. We're going to talk a little bit about screening. We're mid-March here. As you can see, a lot of the screening is starting to go down. In the distance, you can see some tall screening that's still standing, made it through the winter. It's one of our experimentals. We got a major road coming through here. We're within a mile of two different cities. A lot of traffic. So, for those of you that have a lot of road hunters or people that are shining, or you're trying to make your bucks and your does and your plots less fidgety because of the traffic, you can run screening. Our product is called Fortress. It's got Egyptian wheat, screening sorghum, millet, and WGF grain sorghum. The advantage of having three different heights is that shorter WGF grain sorghum got a big stalk, doesn't lodge. Then we have the millet. Then we got the taller Egyptian wheat and the sorghum. So what happens is when you get a big snow or ice storm or whatever, when you got a lot of height, if you're only getting screening if you have screening that's 12 feet tall, more apt to lodge. But if you have two tiers of heights, less likely it's completely going to tip over. It'll kind of help hold that up. Kind of like how you'd build a building. So one other little advantage of using some screenings like our Fortress, you could also funnel deer. You could actually run a wall, a screen, along your woods edges, and also make like little openings. Maybe you don't seed a little area, or we just roll it down or clip it down to help direct deer where you want them to be. A couple little tips on screening and funneling deer from John with Grand Prairie Outdoors.
Stop starting out sopping wet. Start using a peat dryer. Do what you like best in the soothing comfort of Peat Dry, a peculiar kind of dryness that effectively removes wet and sweat from all boots. You feel better. Your boots last longer. Peat is easy to use and what you want. Go to www.peatdryer.com and start feeling better. Peat, the original boot dryer, and still the best.
The Pro Tracker allows you a much better chance on recovering when you've lost blood trail, when you've lost track, or when it rains. The radio transmitter attaches to the animal's hide and then sends a radio signal back to your receiver so that you can track that transmitter. The Pro Tracker system gives you a better opportunity of locating and recovering that animal when all other avenues have been exhausted. And that is what this does.
This segment brought to you by Ghost Blind. Not seeing is believing. By Grandpa Ray Outdoors. We're not about fancy bags. We are about complete whitetail nutrition. Ohio Paracord and Bulwarks. Dog Lake Resort, your vacation spot in Ontario for family and sportsmen. And by Game Changer, a new and exciting way to hunt turkeys. Shoot them in self-defense. Well, those are some pretty cool hunts. The Learn to Hunt program is a very nice program, and my hat goes off to the guys that put it on every year. If you're interested in getting in on it, you can contact me, or you can contact anybody from the Hermitage Conservation Club. To finish out today's show, last week you saw me take Chuck Mellis out and we were unsuccessful in a turkey hunt. Well, I invited him back the next year, so let's see once how that trip went. That's our two boys. Yeah. That's our two boys. All they gotta do is get their setup. Yeah. Oh, man. Wonder where the other one went. There was two for a while, but he must have been hanging. He probably took off. Either that or... Nah, I just had to be them same two birds. I think that gobble is what turned them around. I think so. He did not like that. No. Because they were going the opposite way. All of a sudden you could tell he got pissed. Yeah, he got pissed and he came in. Awesome. Yes. Let's go out and take a look at your bird. Hey, I'm pumped. Well, we're out here. It's fourth season with my friend Chuck Mellis. It's his first bird we got laying here. This all actually kind of started last night. We got up here yesterday afternoon, got settled in. We came back down. We set up a little bit farther over here on the edge of the field. And later in the day, we called these two birds in, and they came up and they hung up in this area. So we devised a plan last night already. So we kind of knew where we were going to set up. So we had the right shooting lanes and everything this morning.
We got up bright and early this morning. We were up at 3. We got out here, got everything set up, and just as it started getting light, 2 birds lit up just down from us in the pines. Now we knew they roosted somewhere down in this area. We weren't sure if they were in the oaks or if they were in the pines. They ended up down in the pines, and when they came down, they started coming our way, and then they started heading away from us, going to the west. We thought we heard a hen in there somewhere. They were answering the calls, but they were working away from us. So then I got pretty aggressive on the call. I really started hitting it hard, and I actually started using the gobble. And they turned around and came back. And there were 2 of them. We're not sure where the second one went, but this one came right in, and we could hear him spitting and drumming. I mean, he came within probably 15 feet of the blind.
Yeah, for sure.
Came around to the side, and then he looked in, and I told Chuck, don't move. He's looking right at us. And I couldn't even see the bird from in the blind. I just had the camera, and I was looking at the viewfinder. He stood there a little bit. Came around, worked his way down. He started coming for the decoys, and unfortunately, Chuck misunderstood me when I had told him, I says, take a shot when you can, and he got behind one of the braces in the blind and the tree, and I told him, I said, hang on a second, and he let her fly. So regardless of that, the main thing is he got the bird, and we should have second angle footage of it, because we did have one of the Ultra Pros running. So congratulations, Chuck.
Awesome.
It was a great time. It was when you got to call them in like that, it makes it more fun, especially for me, because I just love working the calls, and the Thunder Ridge game calls did it again. I got my bird a couple weeks ago here using the Thunder Ridge, and this morning they worked flawlessly. Brought him right in, brought him into the barrel, and he put him down. That's what counts. It makes worth getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, makes it all that much more worth it, let's put it that way.
Well, you had a good plan. I mean, you know the area, and we heard them last night, and we kind of knew where they were. So, yeah, it was an awesome plan. It was well worth getting up.
Well, you know, and then after we were going to come out and actually get his bird, and then we had another one light up right over here in the corner, and I had him coming. And then I had to change the card and the camera, and I don't know if that did it or if he just lost interest, but he ended up going back. Yeah. So we're going to take a little break, grab something to eat. Got a couple other spots we're going to hit. See once what happens, but hopefully we'll have another bird down yet today. Nice going, bud.
Yeah, awesome.
At Grand Beret Outdoors, we strive to provide the best nutrition for your white-tailed deer, starting with the soil. We provide a full line of high-quality food plot seed, plant foods, and minerals, and are not about a fancy name or package. We offer a year-round program of nutrition and food plot education that is natural and innovative. We work with you to give you specific recommendations for your own properties. Together, we can help you achieve the next level in white-tailed deer management. Grand Beret Outdoors. Why go anywhere else?